This story was quite amusing, just about upcoming generations that are potentially having some problems with files and folder structure because they're not really aware of what's actually going on. And they in this particular story from The Verge, there was a teacher, an astrophysicist who was teaching an engineering course, and her student, they laid out the assignment correctly, but then they found that student after student was calling for help, and then they thought it was an easy fix, and but it turned out, where did they store all their material? Where did they? Where was it? And when she was asking about files and folder structure, etc., she was just getting blank looks back. Obviously, it's amusing. You don't want to go too harsh on upcoming generations, but you can't really blame them, can you? Because if they're coming through with knowing only, say, phones, tablets, a lot of the software that's designed now is designed to go away from files and folder structures. Yes, there are still laptops that people use. Windows, Mac OS, whatever you use, has files and folder structure that you have to grapple with. But if you're basically just using these mobile devices all the time, they're not designed around files and folder structures. So maybe, give it another couple of iterations and maybe it's a non-issue. Who knows?
Well, yeah, I think you're right. When the only thing you do these days is search, and they should appear, there you go. I think the other thing that goes hand in hand with not understanding folder structures is also not understanding actually how to name files appropriately, so you can find them using a basic search function like you might find on Apple or Windows. I think the big fail here, though, is Microsoft Copilot can't find anything, and that's got AI. I would have thought in the modern age you should just be able to tell Copilot, look for a file on this, and it should be able to find it. But it's worse than any other search function in Windows, I think.
I think, to look at the positives of that, you can see that you can potentially get to a scenario in the future where files and folder structures aren't required if the search functionality is like 100% robust in its ability to return the information that you need. So, I mean, that's almost got that science fiction element too that you would have seen in shows and movies where, you're not looking up a file table, a folder table or anything like that. All you're doing is, hey, give me the photo of when I was at this restaurant in January 2015, and it should be able to just find it for you and pop it up rather than you scrolling through, a folder structure.
Well, I think that's really interesting what you say, because I think the answer is yes, but I think about the consequences of what you just said. Like, just find me a folder from find me an image from January at restaurant, Africa or something like that. Now, if I had a file structure, or even in my mind a way to file these things consistently, which I'd say people of our age, Ben, probably do, I guess that wouldn't be too much of a drain. But if you think everyone's searching that way using AI simultaneously, we'll need 10 nuclear power plants globally to power that. Like, I'm not I mean, that will chew up a lot of AI power. And while, everyone will sit around applauding how amazing this AI is it really achieving a boost in productivity, I wonder?
Well, I guess that means that our brains don't get taxed. We're outsourcing it to the AI.
Well, that's the thing that worries me about humanity now. If the purpose of AI is just simply to take it easy and not to tax ourselves, then maybe there's no benefit in AI. I thought AI was meant to, push us further and harder.